Alright everyone, I've got something special for us today because this is a tournament, a prized tournament hosted from my Discord, organised by my Discord mods, with players drawn from my Discord and with a prize crowdfunded by my Discord. And we raised £520 for a winner takes all 16 bracket tournament. I'll put the bracket up on the screen right now, and also this tournament has a set of rules to encourage the kind of gameplay and competition that we value and want to see more of going forward, and we think we succeeded because this was a good final. Two really solid players, one of whom knocked me out in the semis because I was competing in this and I wanted to win that prize, but I was knocked out in the semis. And we have two solid players in the final competing for £520, and this is the first prized monthly tournament that we've put on, and this is the 200 APM Shogun 2 Chad tournament, named after its contestants and the Discord that hosts it, and hopefully we'll have many more. So if you would like to sign up to compete in future tournaments, then join my Discord, link is in the description. We also especially appreciate it if you contribute to the prize pool, because that is what makes this an event worth playing your heart out for. An event that will have players really thinking about their builds and their deployment and their timing and their tactics and how to just find that tiny edge that they need, find new ways to play and to approach the game, and to outthink their opponent. That's what makes it worth it. That prize and that glory. So if you want to contribute towards that, then join my Discord and look out for future tournaments. We plan to host one every month, first Friday or Saturday, so that's when it should be. And of course, this is on a game that after 10 years still stands more or less uncontested in terms of pushing the Total War multiplayer experience as far as it can go. So it's all down to us as the players to see what we can achieve. So hopefully you like it. We have a good final here for you. So this is a best of 7, and to begin we're playing on Alpine Ridge. Oro is the Mori, he's the one that knocked me out in the semis, against valfajr as the Otomo. So we have Mori on the right against Otomo on the left. So valfajr has a very matchlock heavy army. We heard rumours of this in the build up to the final. As the tournament progressed, we heard that he was bringing an unusual army, because what I usually do is I bring infantry that have solid charge and cavalry that I deploy in groups on the flanks. But he is bringing just a lot of matchlocks that are spaced out. He's got 4 units of Terrasos. We have rules, of course, and this is a legal build.
Treacherously meant to ambush us.
He's making the most of the bow cavalry, he's got 2 of those. He's also making the most of going the Otomo because he's got 2 units of Donderbus back here. A really strong unit, that's why they're limited by a rule. And over here on Oro's side, we've got Katana Cavalry, which is interesting. It's always interesting when people bring Katana Cavalry in multiplayer, and he's going to hide them in these trees here. He's also got Yari Cavalry. He's got several units of Yari Cavalry, that looks like 4.
Treacherously meant to ambush us.
And he's playing as the Mori, so he's got Wako Raiders. He's got, I see at least 2 units of Wako Raiders, and then he's got Nodashi Samurai, and he's got Naginata Warrior Monks. But on this side, it looks like 4 Tersos, 4 Matchlock Samurai. So he's pushing the unit cap limit rule by bringing 4 of 2 of the most potent units of guns. So it's clear what his intention is here. He is going to bring 8 units of guns and use them as line infantry. He's going to space them. They're going to make up the backbone of his army.
Units, my lord. Treacherously meant to ambush us.
And he is going to be trying to just shuffle and jostle. And he's using the bow cavalry to provoke. So he's going forward. getting off a volley, pulling back, and he's trying to annoy Oro. But if Oro takes the bait, then his cavalry are going to be running ahead into guns in trees. These ones are hidden. So he's got tersos here, they're hidden in the trees. Alright, he's moving them now. But that was a trap, and if Oro forgot about those guns, or just let his muscle memory take over, he would have charged his Yari cavalry into tersos, and they would have gotten off a lethal volley. Katana cavalry are out here on the flanks. They're slightly slower, but Val is light on anti-cavalry cavalry. He's got a Spear of Shizugatake, which is interesting, and he's got a Great Guard over here, but this is weighted to the right of the formation, so it seems like these two units of Katana cavalry are mostly uncontested.
Treacherously meant to ambush us!
And they're making the most of the trees. They have units going hidden and appearing. And yeah, it's happening again. There's just a bit of skirmishing going on here. This Yari cavalry has taken 20 losses, this one has taken 6. And the losses are mounting up. He's got the archery dojo, so he's got increased reload rate. And also, if he sits in there, he restores his ammo. So what it looks like to me is Oro is going to have to take this fight because he's going to just keep skirmishing.
Treacherously meant to ambush us!
And then when he runs out of ammo, he can just restock on ammo. So Oro has to take the initiative here and attack, and he's got a hill here that goes along the middle of the map. So he has to use this. He has to use the defilade over this hill to break line of sight with all of these guns and close the distance. This unit is going to open fire first. Now he's pulling it back. He doesn't want to get caught out. He knows that it's going to be difficult to reinforce these guns here because they're going to be obstructed by this hill, so he's pulling back. He wants to let them come over the hill, and then maybe even use the elevation to provide line of sight to multiple lines of guns. So even if there's a unit at the base of the hill there... Oh, we've got opening fire. So they just got pulled into an engagement. Nearly. They were within range of the guns, but the guns didn't do any damage. Those were from bows. So he nearly got pulled into a bad fight there. But it's kicking off here. So he's pulled back to behind this hill, and now he's getting charged. It seems like Oro's taking the fight. He's decided to go for it. We've got Donderbus in front of Matchlock Samurai. 2 units together. 2 units of Donderbus, and that Yari cavalry took a bad volley. Wacko Raiders here come down off the hill, and they're shooting over the guys at the front. That's Tersos at the back, shooting over the heads of the samurai there. So we're getting a lot of effective guns, and these ones at the back are reinforcing now. So he's pulling back. See this? So these Tersos are screened by these Spears of Shizugatake. This unit's wavering. And then we've got Katana Cavalry here taking the charge. So he pulled his Katana Cavalry all the way around, and instead of charging into the melee and catching these guns supporting this, they got caught. And now it's like a meat grinder. We've got lines of guns that are falling back. This one was wavering there, I think, and it's regained its morale. And now we've got infantry that are being stopped by cavalry, and then guns take advantage of that time that's bought with the Spears of Shizugatake or the Great Guard to set up to keep firing. And this unit of Spears of Shizugatake seems to have taken out 2 units of Katana Cavalry by itself pretty much. At least one. And there's Naginata monks here, but they're too far behind. General standing fighting. Infantry is just running into these guns now. Donderbus is opening up on these monks. Matchlock Samurai supporting it. So we have a lot of well positioned guns. They're behind the water, so the water's slowing them down. So that makes the guns even more decisive. These units are running through water, they're taking a lot longer to do it. We've got Donderbus here taking out these men that are moving faster. So all of these are running through water, slowed down, and these ones are being caught by Donderbus. And yeah, this is really devastating. This is game 1 of a best of 7, and already it seems like the guns that we heard a lot about earlier in the tournament are doing a lot of damage. They're just falling back.
The battlefield! Shameful display!
The gun movements are being enabled by cavalry. Even the Donderbus are acting like a block. See, he's used them. They've taken losses to ensure the integrity of the army, and the gun units all support each other, overlapping fields of fire, and now he's been funneled into a blob here, so now Val can just manoeuvre and position his guns, and he still has bow cavalry here. The bow cavalry's taken almost no losses, but it's got a decent amount of kills. The Donderbus are over half on both unit. There's a matchlock samurai in there holding all these units, while the Donderbus fires, reloads. Spears of Shizugatake and matchlock samurai. Yeah, so we're seeing just falling back, reloading, firing. This unit of matchlock samurai has a clear shot on everything now, pretty much. This unit of matchlock samurai has taken a lot of damage, but it's fallen back. The Nodashi samurai here are being held by the spears of Shizugatake. They've done well. And it seems like it's just he's pushed them back. Like Oro has pushed back the guns. Like he's got all this terrain, got all this ground, but he's just taken a lot of losses to achieve not very much. It looks like, because I think all the tersos are alive pretty much. I saw one unit. Yeah, this one's taken nearly half losses, and it's been caught by unit monks, but it's got Donderbus support.
My lord, a glorious victory will soon be yours.
Yeah, it looks like there's quite a lot of guns still in play. This is a full unit of tersos that hasn't had to fight very much. Nodashi samurai routing. It seems like Oro could never quite catch this army. It kept manoeuvring and falling back. So this is a different style of play from what we've seen in the tournament up until this point, or what I had seen. So this is interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Oro progresses from this. And he's pulled his general out of stand and fight. The general wasn't helping all the way back there. The fight moved away. I wonder if Val noticed that Oro's general was in stand and fight all the way back here and just pulled back, because he did just retreat slowly and make Oro pay for it every foot of ground, because the bodies are all spread out. There wasn't really any one place where all the dying happened. Like, everything is quite spread out here. So yeah, this was quite a disciplined fallback. Interesting to see, and it was done quite well. And the Donderbus cavalry have 150 kills each. Shizugatake cavalry got 150, which is quite good. Matchlock samurai here with 160 kills. Bow cavalry are at 100 kills each. So the kills were all quite evenly spread out as well. And that's it. So 1-0 to Val for the first game of the best of 7. And here's the kills. 857 losses to kill 1904 for valfajr, and it's using my profile picture, what the fuck. And if you look at the kills, it is a really good spread. Only one... No. Every unit there had a decent fight, it seems like. This unit lost 11, killed 77. Lost 17, killed 146. Lost 39, killed 157. KD 4 in the Donderbus. KD of 6 on these matchlock samurai. So every unit there had a good fight on Val's side. And if you look at the side, only one unit got 100 kills. So that was a really ruthless dismantling. And that is even while Oro didn't really bring any armour. Wako Raiders low armour, Nodashi Samurai low armour, Naginata Warrior Monks low armour. So this army completely forgoes armour. So it's a mobile army, quite a mobile army, but it's still got ruthlessly dismantled and shot to pieces. So it'll be interesting to see how the next games where Val goes Otomo go. Alright, game 2. This is an Oda versus Oda mirror matchup on Numazawa. I think Oro picked this map because we developed a convention of the loser picking the map each time. So we started out with rice fields usually, and then the loser picked the next map. That was what we eventually decided on. Alright, so we've got Oro on this side with Katana Cavalry. It's got to be him. Let's see if we can figure out which is which. And then Val is up here with... No, wait. Hang on. Bow Warrior Monks. A lot of cavalry. Yeah, bow warrior monks, Naginata monks, decent amount of cavalry, everything just ruthlessly running as fast as possible. Desperately running bow monks. Yeah, this is Oro here. And over there we've got Spears of Shizugatake. Yeah, that's what Val brings a lot. So this is Val over here. And these are two very different armies because we have matchlocks here. They're both bringing Oda Longyari. It seems like from these rules that we gave, two favourites quickly emerged, Oda and Otomo. Both armies, both players are just pushing for this right point. This is the Shrine, which increases morale of all units, and morale is the best by far. It's morale and charge that decides engagements in Shogun 2 at any high level. At any competitive, effective, efficient level, it's charge and morale. Charge breaks morale, morale resists the casualties that are caused by high charge. And flanking. Flanking, charge, and morale. That's the three axes of Shogun 2 gameplay. So the guns at the front are opening fire when the lines have already almost clashed. We've got Long Yari pushing through them. Engagement's happening on this side first. And yeah, it's going to just be a clusterfuck. We have cavalry coming around here, a lot of Yari cavalry. Naginata monks trying to support them. Got Katana cavalry in reserve here. We've got Long Yari forming up to block any kind of cavalry flank. So if these are going to charge anything, it's got to be these Yari walls that are there. And we've got Wavering already in the middle, routing. So there's units already breaking all the way along. And this is on Val's side that these units are breaking, I think. And now we've got a push happening with Yari cavalry through the middle here into these bows. So the bow ashigaru and the matchlocks are getting caught. Fire arrows are being rained into that while cavalry charge. General's back here, he rallied to try and get these units to stabilise, but he's losing this fight here as well, I think. This cavalry push was good, and he's got units coming in from both sides here. He's got Yari coming in from there, cavalry coming in from here, and this all breaks. And then over here it might be the same again. Yeah, this was really fast. This one was a meat grinder. It all happened over the shrine. The shrine is the most important point. They both knew that and they went for it. And then they both got into a quick, aggressive fight. Bow monks, 2 units of bow monks, firing at matchlocks. Yari cavalry going for these. They should rout them. Naginata monks here in reserve, I think.
Our general has been injured, my lord. He lives, but must leave the battle.
And that's Val's general dead now, I think. So the balance of power, it still looks quite even. So I think Val is doing well on this side, but Oro has won the centre on this side here. And yeah, that's it. The general died, balance of power is getting pushed down. We've got units at full complement, wavering. And yeah, it looks bad. So it looks like Oro took the second game.
Are running from the battlefield. Shameful display!
So it seems like Val has a really solid plan for Otomo, but when he's pulled off of that to go Oda in a mirror match, it swings the other way. So that's 1-1. Really interesting. And let's look at the breakdown. Yep, Oro did way better that time. 235 kills on the Great Guard, MVP. Long Yaris all did well on this side. 40 losses, 55 losses, 20 losses, killed 200, 200, 100. And yeah, they were the important units. And then on this side, the Long Yaris come out on top up here, but this was an assorted army that didn't perform as well. It had matchlocks, it had bow ashigaru. This side went with bow monks. Did they perform well? Not really, they weren't really worth it. So yep, Oro's Long Yaris came through here. Alright, game 3, and Val is back with Otomo using a similar build again, I think, and Oro is playing as the Ikki. So it seems like Oro is trying to crack this Otomo matchlock spaced redundant line setup using a different build, and he's doing it with Ikki, which has units with more morale, more men, and he's bringing bows this time, so he's got 3 units of bow ashigaru, at least. He's got a lot of monks. He's got matchlock warrior monks, which can outrange sometimes if they use their ability. So Matchlock Warrior Monks, with their increased range, 2 units at least that I saw, could maybe stand off and beat the Tersos, especially if the bows fight well. So what does Val have to counter these units that have greater range? He's got some Yari cavalry this time. He's got Donderbus still. So has he forgone the bow cavalry? Nope, the bow cavalry's here. So he's got 7 units of no wait. He's got the full 8 units of cavalry this time. So he's got 2 Yari cavalry, Shizugatake, 2 bow cavalry, 2 Donderbus. So he's got 8 units of cavalry. And that has to contest with all of this Naginata Warrior Monk cavalry. How many units of that is there? 4? And there's some light cavalry too. And these Tersos have a shot, barely. See this? They barely have a shot, look at how tight this is. He's using the line of sight between the terrain features of this shrine to try and score some kills. And the Matchlock Warrior Monks opened fire but got no kills. And then over here too, they have increased range. See that? They've used increased range, but they are stepping into range maybe? Maybe? No, they're pulling back. He's pulling them back. So they used the increased range and they didn't get any kills. Same here. And there's bows, bow cavalry firing at Naginata Warrior Monk cavalry. They are really susceptible to arrows because they have 2 armor. And the Matchlock Monks have taken 13 losses to no gain. They have 1 kill. 15 losses, 1 kill. 19 losses, 1 kill. So these units are all really vulnerable to bows. And these... Is that 2 units of bow cavalry? Yeah, so there's 2 units of bow cavalry that have a lot of really easy targets here. And they both are barely in this point. See that? Some men standing on the point, some men standing on the point. So it's like a gridlock here. And Val has this sword dojo, increased melee attack and charge, and he's just holding his ground. Look at these units, he's got 3 units of potent matchlocks just standing and waiting, controlling this map. So it's all happening over here. Cavalry is ready to push. Oro's less mobile cavalry, the Naginata Warrior Monks, are hanging back. And yeah, we have a bit of a stalemate. Oh, but here we go. Yara Shigaru. Samurai opening fire on the Yara Shigaru. And yeah, look, we're kicking off now. The Tersos are moving forward, Samurai are moving forward, Yari Cavalry are... Are they going to take this charge? It looks like it. So while these units fire, they are threatening the charge. He's trying to disrupt to see if they have skirmish. He's not taking the charge though, that's a feigned charge. He's counting on the matchlocks to do it. So while he manoeuvres the cavalry in front of them, he's positioning the guns, he's putting pressure on. And now the Naginata Warrior Monk cavalry are getting involved, and now we see the clash. And these are Tersos and Matchlock Samurai, so they are not pushovers on a melee. We have the Yara Shigaru coming forward, monks coming to get involved, so they can now push round. And already the Naginata Warrior Monk cavalry are taking a lot of losses. Bow cavalry, I'm sure, are getting shots into them, because they're resilient in the melee. You really need guns and bows to diminish them, attrition them. Warrior Monks are running forward now around the shrine. He's just staying here, holding position around the right side of the shrine. He's funneling now. We've seen this happen already against these Otomo guns. It's a meat grinder, and he's cycling his units. He's not committing to the charge because he knows there's Donderbus here waiting for this. This is the problem. Donderbus, at wherever the action is thickest, Donderbus are ruthless. And he's using his bows to deal with this. He knows that this is a big problem, a big problem. Oh, and some Matchlock Warrior Monks got off some damage there, and yeah, look at that. That was worth it for them, I think. They got off the full 2 volleys into all of this and got a lot of kills. It's so hard to deal with Donderbus. You really need to just outrange them and catch them, but it's difficult to do. Tersos are firing into these Warrior Monks. Matchlock Warrior Monks here with 9 men about to rout, and now they're pulling back. So this is where the falling back happens. See how these units are in reserve? And it's just a gauntlet that has to be ran and ran and ran, advancing under fire all the way. And he's pulling back now, so he just allowed these Tersos and Matchlock Samurai to fire to no effect. Oh, it's painful. He's being indecisive here, he's getting his bows involved. And now we have good. We have a Naginata Warmonk cavalry charge into these samurai here, but we have more Matchlock Ashigaru, a weak unit, but nonetheless capable of doing a lot of damage, which it is. And he's making them pay for that, and then the Yara cavalry come in to make sure that that was not worth it. And then we have Donderbus cavalry coming, because I think he senses the pressure is happening on this side. He's letting the bows fire at his samurai. He's letting it happen. And he has a forward unit of Tersos. Matchlock Warrior Monks are barely out of range here. They really... Yeah, he's doing it. He's moving them forward to fire. Yareshigaru have pressure on them now from Tersos on this side. He's pulling back because he knows that it's not going to go well. And these units are just getting baited into the jaws and shot to pieces. Look at these far back Tersos at the rear. 126 kills, even they're effective. It's this pressure, it's this movement from Val is... It's hard to deal with. He's not even necessarily doing very much. It's just holding position, falling back, spacing, supporting, and moving around where Donderbus especially are needed. This one took a lot of damage, 27. I think it took a lot of fire, so he's got to protect that one, but this one is nearly full. Spears of Shizugataki have taken one loss, but they'll have a lot of hit point damage, 60 kills. And now Val is getting ready for the next wave. And it looks like Oro came out worse from that, because he didn't have Yareshigaru taking the brunt of the damage. That was a lot of expensive, high value units that were taking aggro there. And now the Matchlock monks have their extended range again. Here we go. So this is good.
Danger, my lord.
But he's popping this ability and he's only getting like 10, 15, 20 kills. Whereas these Tersos and Samurai with their overlapping, interlocking fields of fire quickly just wear down entire units, and that's already happened to some extent in this fight. So it seems to be a bit of a more drawn out repeat of game 1. This is a standoff this time, and now the pressure's coming in. Bow cavalry, 100 kills on this one, approaching 100 on that one. He's firing at the Matchlock Warrior Monks, and that can't really be contested very well because they are mobile, whereas the Boashigaru are reacting to this. Fire arrows into Tersos, that's good. It's a decent amount of damage, but they're pushing forward. Matchlocks are firing back. We have Matchlock Warrior Monks with extended range firing into these Tersos. This unit's coming around to support, and now he's got to pull back. Light cavalry have barely been involved so far. They haven't gotten any kills. Could have really used those at certain points in this fight, I think. And the extended range is still active on these Matchlocks. Yareshigaru screening. Tersos are nearly at half strength there. And we have redundant lines being set up on this side. Tersos, Matchlock Samurai. And the thing is, even if he charges these rear Matchlocks, this one can just turn around and immediately intervene. Units of Matchlocks spaced like this are really difficult to deal with, especially if they have support like this from cavalry, Donderbus, combined arms, support and arms, and even combined arms. And this unit's been caught, Matchlock Ashigaru caught by Yari Ashigaru and Naginata Warmonk cavalry, but then the Matchlock Samurai here with their precise fire makes sure that it's not that big of a deal. This might not even be a cost-effective trade for Oro. He's caught this unit of Matchlock Ashigaru, which only costed, what, 450? And then the Matchlock Samurai and the Spears of Shizugataki meddle and take out these high-quality cavalry. That was Naginata Warmonk cavalry. Yeah, they're being executed now, 2 left. Look at that, ruthless. And now the next units enter the meat grinder. Naginata warrior monks chasing down the matchlock samurai here. And they have rally. And there goes the light cavalry, but that ensures the Naginata warrior monks make it. And this unit of matchlock samurai is going to be destroyed in this melee. And the Shizugatake here are not reacting yet. Here we go, now they're moving. But it's too late because the matchlock samurai are gone. He was too busy focusing on the middle, I think. Tersos are still in the fight, 233 kills, so they've had a really good fight. Yareshigaru isolated, no support, and they're being executed. We've got bow cavalry, Donderbus, matchlock samurai. Tersos at the front on their own, taking concentrated bow fire. So we have a lot of isolated units on both sides, but Oro is making a push here, but there's no weight behind it. There's only bows left in reserve. This is it. This is all Oro has left. He's been attritioned, and all he's got left is some Naginata warrior monks, but this is a pretty glorious charge. 3 units of monks. 4 units of monks. Yep, 4 units. Donderbus there, they're ready to take a really devastating volley. Guns are all bunching up here, but I think he knows now that he's got the win. He's not even really being careful. He is just making sure he's got some guns being brought to bear upon this. Shizugatake taking a really wide position. Bows are trying to repel this, but honestly they can charge that and just cleave right through it. Matchlock warrior monks, last of them being diminished, eradicated over here. And I'm waiting for this charge still. Nah, he's just going to run away and wait for the army losses to give him the win. The monks have been spread out. Some are charging there, some are charging here. So they've been pulled apart. There's no cohesion to this charge anymore. Extremely thin charge. And yeah.
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display.
All that remains is the bows. Look at these. Oh, it's painful. It's painful. So that's an entire unit of monks gone now. He's pulling back to reload, to fire again. General's charging a unit of Tersos, that's 200 kills. Glorious. Yari cavalry intervening. And as soon as the general dies, which he will because all these guns, then these bows are gone.
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display.
So these bows fired a lot, but didn't really get many kills. Those Tersos with their armour, it was the complete opposite from the other side. The bow cavalry just shredded those matchlock warrior monks. And that's where it came down to, I think, the armour difference in that fight. Otomo Tersos with their high armour, they're just such a strong unit. And as long as they're used with caution, carefully and supported, they can really just hold a line really well. And yep, similar outcome again. Val lost 900 to kill 1900. And look at the friendly fire. 60 of his losses were friendly fire. Yep, Val lost 900 and Oro killed 840, so yeah, 7% of his loss is friendly fire. And then on this side, way less. And the Tersos come out on top with the bow cavalry just behind. And the Donderbus. See how these units are paired? And then on this side, yep, the warrior monks that got into the melee did the best. But once again, only one unit got more than 100 kills. Yeah. So every unit here did quite well, it looks like. Or had a reasonably good fight, but almost no unit had a good fight here. Yeah, and that's the power of Otomo supported matchlocks with interlocking fields of fire. 2-1 to Val so far. Alright, so this is one hell of a round. Shinano River, Otomo versus Otomo. So Val has went Otomo twice now out of these 3 games, and he won both of them. So Oro is now playing on Shinano River, and it's a mirror matchup. So we've already had an Oda mirror matchup, now we have an Otomo mirror matchup, and this is for game 4. And look at this deployment on the map, you can see how these units are just spaced like in a grid-like fashion. I remarked that it's almost like Val makes a locked group after positioning multiple lines of matchlocks, and then he just moves the entire block. And look at this army. We've got Yari Samurai over here, probably going for armor melee defense, which is not going to help. Then in the middle we've got stamina and movement, and then over here we've got the shrine. This is the most important one, but this is going to go to Val, who's over here on the right side. I'm going to try and keep this camera position. So Oro is pushing over the river. He's crossed the river, and he's got a lot of light cavalry, Donderbus cavalry. He's got his own Donderbus, so it looks like a bit of a mirror matchup. He's got Tersos in front, 4 units. He's got Matchlock Samurai behind, 4 units. Boashigaru, Matchlock Samurai, Shizugatake, Donderbus. Yep, he's, I think, just copying what Val did to him. He's trying to do the same thing back, but he has a Yari Samurai, and he's sending them out on capture point duty. We've got a unit of Tersos in the trees here, presumably hidden. We've got a bow cavalry hero taking shots already at Matchlock Samurai, scoring kills instead on Boashigaru. But that's interesting, a bow cavalry hero, so they're trying to outpick each other already, you can see it. So I think he knows that last time Oro went Ikko and tried to get a lot of Boashigaru. Oh, no losses, but surely some hit points lost. So he's trying to outrange, so he might try and shoot all of these Boashigaru down with the bow cavalry hero, but he's got bow samurai here for that, so that's probably a better matchup. Bow samurai are better at taking out Boashigaru, and the hero unit is for any bow monks, if he has bow monks over here, but it doesn't look like he does. He's got Matchlock Samurai pushing forward here from the trees and cover, and it looks like they're just holding their respective sides of the river. Light cavalry hanging back, Donderbus cavalry hanging back. Yari Samurai did its job, took the point over here. It's staying there though. Bow Samurai at the front with Bow Hero Cavalry behind. Bow Cavalry Hero is putting pressure. That's what's taking the initiative right now and controlling the battlefield. The Bow Cavalry Hero, the Yabusamis, firing at the Matchlock Samurai. And we've got some contesting happening over here at the end of the map. So it's kind of open at the moment. We've got Yari Cavalry Hero, Shizukatake's. And yeah, this Bow Cavalry is going to just keep running forward, shooting, pulling back. 14 kills. Boashigaru is firing at the Bow Samurai. You know, it's pulling back, it's pulling back. We just had someone pop fire arrows. Oh look, get ready for it. Look at that shit. My god. Look at that collateral damage. A unit of fire rockets that has been hidden the whole match. So if Val had done a count of the funds, he might have been able to figure out that there was a missing 2000. I don't think he suspected that at all. I think that gambit that Oro waited like 5 minutes for has just paid off, or did it, because it only got 8 kills on the Bow Cavalry Hero. But that is the initiative providing unit. That's the unit that was dictating events, and it just got fire rocketed, and now he's pulling back with it. He's pulling back out the trees, but that's great. It was hidden in the trees that whole time, and it only reveals its existence to fire rocket the Bow Hero. I love it. But you can see they're really spread across the entire map. This Yari Samurai is making a play for the central point, which is bold, supported by Donderbus Cavalry. So this is really lethal. This is a lethal combination. Yari Samurai and Donderbus Cavalry. Donderbus Cavalry to intervene ruthlessly with devastating volleys, Yari Samurai to protect them from cavalry charges, which are the most dangerous thing to them, because these are mounted shotguns. The only real threat to them is spear cavalry that can catch them, and even then, if they are in guard mode or stand their ground, they can make them pay for it. But with Yari Samurai to hide behind, these 3 units can demolish armies given patient, careful micro. And look at that, we're taking some fire from the bow cavalry hero, still at 80% strength, but it's not doing much damage. And he's got the farmhouse, he's got it, so Oro has 2 points, and now it's a bit of a stalemate, and that means that Val has to put pressure on. He's got 2 units of bow cavalry, and he's firing at what? The tersos and the trees. And I'm waiting for these fire rockets to get involved again. Where are they? Are they just hidden in the trees here? Look at this careful positioning and manoeuvring. He's loose moded this Yari Samurai loose formation, so that's a lot of ammo being used to achieve not very much, especially when there's guns here that are inevitably going to shoot these. Oh, fire rockets are firing at the bow hero. Jesus Christ. And that takes it down to 8 men. So, the first volley killed 20%, the second volley killed 60%, and all that remains is 20%. 8 men. So this unit has been neutered. 2 fire rocket volleys and it's taken out the fight. And that's the power of fire rockets. Even a small unit of bow cavalry hero with its really good range is just countered by fire rockets, and they're going to pull back now. So they've already paid for themselves, really. He's just taken back the initiative. It used to be Val that was dictating the pace of play, it seemed, with his bow cavalry hero, but now the bow cavalry hero's out of the fight, and Oro has both points, 2 points, and he's got fire rockets with like 3 volleys left. And now it seems like Val knows he has to make a play, so he's pushing forward, he's crossing the river. His bows are firing in the centre, and he's crossing with Matchlock Samurai and Ashigaru. 2 units of Matchlock Ashigaru, Shizugatake, Tersos, and we've got bow Ashigaru and trees firing. Fire arrows coming out into these bow samurai, so he's firing from trees. So he is in loose formation and firing with fire arrows out of trees. So this looks to be very favourable for Oro here. These are all good exchanges. We've got Tersos firing into Matchlock Samurai. Rapid volley activated, I think. Got Matchlock Ashigaru coming forward to support. Matchlock Ashigaru going up against Samurai here. And they are rapid volleying as well, I think. Bow cavalry helping. And yeah, here it is. We've got skirmishing across the river in the middle and a crossing that's happened here. And is that ranked fire? It is. Holy shit. Oro is ranked firing into Matchlock Ashigaru with Matchlock Samurai. I'm going to watch this and see how this goes. Fire rockets are opening fire on bow cavalry, but it's mostly muffled by trees and water, I think. Water impacts. But that's good. More use of fire rockets relatively early on before the main fight happens. And now we've got it. Full exchange of fire. And look at how close these Matchlock Ashigaru are to these Tersos. My god, look at how close they are. Look at this cautious pushing forward. Matchlock Ashigaru being pulled into this fight here. And the ranked fire continues, but I don't know if that's necessarily a good trade. Still got Matchlock Samurai firing out these trees here. This unit is wavering. Matchlock Ashigaru further back are helping out. Matchlock Samurai here. So we have a lot of guns in play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units firing from here. And then 1, 2, 3 firing from here. And then we've got cavalry pushes happening. There's quite a lot of cavalry coming in here.
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shame for this
Shizugatake taking the Donder bus on in the melee. My god, and it looks like they're all mixed in, so... Oh man! Oh man, more than half of the units Shizugatake are dead because they just charged Donderbus head on that were in guard mode and fired. And then light cavalry are charging these matchlock Ashigaru. Oh my god. Fire rockets taking on the Donderbus, doing decent damage, it looked like. 100 kills on the fire rockets, and that's all cavalry. Oh man. And firing from the trees continuing over here. Yep, it looks like Val has been caught in the open. His Donderbus, Oro's Donderbus are now getting involved. Oh man.
Men are running from the battlefield.
Fire rockets again. Into the Donderbus that are overlapping. Jesus. Even the bow cavalry might have taken some damage there. Oh, this is really attritional. A lot of matchlocks exchanging. Both samurai have been firing this whole time, but they only have 10 kills. Only have 10 kills. They have had no good volleys this whole fight. Tersos here have some kills, but they're firing into trees. I don't know if they're going to trade well. These matchlock samurai have had 139 kills with 24 losses, presumably against matchlocks, and I see ranked fires. Yeah, look at that, they're kneeling and firing, I love it. Ranked fire from trees, that's devastating. It's always funny to see someone actually make ranked fire work. And this is when money's on the line, £520, my god, using ranked fire with money on the line, I love it. In addition to the fire rocket gambit, of course. And yeah, this is just a really... oh, this is a wide fight along a long front. This unit Tersos is about to break. Fire rockets are firing the last of the ammo. Donderbus and bow cavalry, and yeah, that's paying off again. This Donderbus is below half, that one's taken about a third. Oh man. Shizugatake are at a third here. And yeah, it looks like it's still pretty close. Did these fire rockets pay for themselves? Surely they did, my god. Donderbus on this side. Oh, this one's full nearly, this one's really damaged though. Oh, look at the range on these Donderbus. Oh man, yeah, that was worth it, and I think that might be the last of the fire rockets, surely. Look at all these kills under 69 against high value cavalry targets, as it should be. Devastating. Used really well in this fight. And that's it, GG. It's over. And I was about to comment on a unit matchlock samurai there with over 200 kills. And yeah, that's the GG from Val, so that's a 2-2 and a final with £520 on the line. My god. These are intense fights. Whew. And look at that, 555 losses from Oro, over 1,000 kills. Yep, so Oro played that really well and finally overcame Val's Otomo. That was a good fight from Oro there. He has been dismantled quite meticulously by Val's Otomo infantry, line infantry tactics, so for Oro to pull this out on the third try and counterpick the bow hero cavalry first of all with the fire rockets, that was really nice. And then the line infantry positioning and supporting. He had 4 units bringing their fire to bear in a tiny space at one point from trees, so that was good. And yeah, there's that unit that I was noticing at the end of the fight, 226 with 31 losses, very good use. And on this side, it's a bit of a reversal. Only one unit got over 100 kills. Donderbus did almost nothing. Matchlock Samurai here did nothing. Tersos here did nothing. Yeah. So 2-2. Yeah, this is a bit of a tiebreaker here. We've got Val going Oda, we have Oro going Date. And Oro likes playing Date. He used Date every game against me and won all of them, so his Date is strong. He's reactive, and I wasn't getting away with anything when I was trying to flank with cavalry. He always positions spears to intercept and block my manoeuvres. So let's see if he does the same thing here against this katana cavalry and light cavalry. Look at this, 4 units of katana cavalry. And Oda Longyari, of course, monks, some light cavalry, and then on this side we've got a lot of cavalry. A lot of cavalry, a lot of Nodashis, a really strong And of course, monks for the morale, the war cry. Yeah, monks to win the morale fight with their high morale and war cry. And he's taken the shrine, the most important one. So it looks like Oro has the advantage here. He's got the best key building, the shrine. And then in the middle we have movement and then melee attack. So Val has the melee attack advantage, so he wants to just be a slow, lumbering, cohesive machine that catches all of these units in the melee. He even has katana cavalry for this. Katana cavalry will have really high attack. And then if we look at the morale, he's about to capture it, I think. Balance of power is quite even, it looks like. Great Guard. Yari Cavalry. Yari Cavalry. 4 units of Yari Cavalry, 2 Great Guard. Yep. And he still doesn't have it. Come on, come on, come on. I want to see the morale jump up. No dashes. Went from 10 to 13. And then on this side, Katana Cavalry go from... hang on. 20 melee attack on these. 18 on these. Up to... come on, 20, 18, 20, 18, 22, 20. So a bit of a jump, but really that morale jump is more important. 13 morale, 13 morale, 14 morale monks. Yeah, alright, the fight's about to break out, I think. We've got Yara Cavalry positioned out wide here. Naginata Warrior Monks on the flanks, Katana Cavalry in reserve. It's interesting that he went Oda and brought Katana Cavalry. And there's a lot of it, 4 units. The maximum.
Hidden units, my lord. Treacherously meant to ambush us.
Right, we've got a push from Val now. He has movement and melee attack, and let's see what he does with it. Oh, and he's neutralising the sword dojo here, or trying to. So, Oro was trying, I think, to neutralise this melee attack advantage. So he might be buying time. He's pulling back and buying time for himself. And yeah, he's pulling back. And hopefully, I think Oro wants these long Yaris to get isolated so he can flank them. More long Yaris coming in here. Were they even in Yaruwal? I don't know if they were. He's just pushing in. He's pushing in with everything. Katana Cavalry getting involved too in the melee with the no dashes. He's pulling out the Katana Cavalry because the charges are not exactly good. He didn't neutralise that point, but now all of his Great Guard and Yara Cavalry are coming in the back. Katana Cavalry are maybe going to meet them. Yara Cavalry coming out on the right. Oh, he's pulling out the no dashes. He's pulling them out. He's leaving in the monks and the Yari Ashigaru. But this is long Yari Ashigaru here that are in the melee. Oh, it's popping Banzai's late. A flanking unit of monks here against no dashes. Oh, no dashi Samurai Wavering here. They got war cried and they're wavering. And he's caught all the Katana Cavalry in the melee with all of this, but there's a unit of monks coming to get involved. And standing fights are so close together. Look at that, there's a tiny space between them, my god. Here comes the flank. This unit's wavering, so he's going to break that. That's Long Yari about to rout at more than half. And then he's going to roll across the line. Naginata Warrior Monks about to rout with 113. They did, my god. No, wait, did they? No, they steadied. These units are still in the fight. Oh man, so it's actually Oro's cavalry that broke, my god. Even though he had the morale advantage from the shrine. Oh man. His cavalry broke. His infantry broke. I think his infantry breaking broke the cavalry. The Nodashis in here are still fighting these monks. Katana cavalry are now intervening against these monks here. Oh. So the morale was just not enough. The Oda Long Yaris held 275 kills. 200 kills. Oh man. Yep. And it looks like Val's Oda was quite robust and convincing there. They just won key fights, I think, with the melee attack. Powerful walls with extra melee attack, and that was all it took. A meat grinder just chewed through. And that's it, I think. That's 3-2 to Val, and seeing as this is a best of 7, that's match point. Val needs one more to get the win. Oro still needs 2 wins, because it's the first to 4. Less than 1,000 losses to Val, and yeah, KD of nearly 2. Val's Long Yaris topped the leaderboard in kills, 276. Katana Cavalry were underperformers there. Oro's Nodashis and Monks came out ahead, but didn't have a good fight really. Some Yari Cavalry had really bad fights. Yeah, they were just blocked by Katana Cavalry that seemed to do well against them in the melee. They went for charges on the flanks that just didn't pay off. I saw a really good charge against Oda Long Yari on the near flank over here, and they just didn't rout them. In fact, the cavalry routed instead. That was really surprising. Alright, game 6, and this is an Oda versus Oda mirror match on rice fields. Rice fields, the flattest map, the most even map, the fairest map, just almost completely flat terrain. You see slight terrain elevations, but pretty flat. Alright, let's try and figure out who's who. We've got Boashigaru here, we've got Great Guards, Naginata Warrior Monks on the flanks with Long Yaris in the middle. So he's capping the ends of his formation with Monks, Great Guard hidden, 2 units of Great Guard hidden. So he's pushing forward with Great Guards hidden. And then on this side we've got the Long Yaris at the front, Monks again, so these are really close mirror type matchups. And then we've got Boashigaru here with screens facing the wrong way. What the fuck? And then we've got... Oh, yeah, this seems like a pretty mirror matchup, my god. Yari Cavalry. Bow Warrior Monks appearing from being hidden in the trees. So we get 3 units of bows here with Monks. And then on this side it's just 4 units of Boashigaru. And the Great Guard have came forward. So I think we have every unit in play visible now. We have a flank happening over here. We've got bows firing at Long Yari. Got charges coming from Monks with cavalry support. So there's a bit of a roll around the left here. Combined infantry and cavalry flank. The Naginata Monks are setting up. Got a Long Yari coming to intercept. And they're pulling back. Bow Monks firing into trees. So it seems like the Boashigaru are having a better fight here. They're firing at Long Yari while the Monks, Bow Monks and Boashigaru are largely irrelevant. Long Yari taking damage here from these bows. And this one is just blocking. It's doing all it has to do. It's just preventing any kind of a effective quick flank on this side. Keeping these bows safe while they fire into these walls. So it seems like this side is doing better, and I've already figured out that this is Oro on this side. So Oro brought Monks, that's the only difference really. Oro brought 1 bow monk unit, while instead Val brought 2 extra Boashigaru. So we've got the only difference really being 4 Boashigaru versus 2 Boashigaru and a bow monk. That's the only real difference. Otherwise this is a really optimised mirror matchup, and this shows how much these players are trying to find an edge. They have almost mirror builds. They've arrived at these builds independently within the confines of the rule set, and there's only a slight difference of a unit of bow monks. And this unit's getting caught, goddamn. Oro's Yari Cavalry are caught by monks, and that's really bad for him. Easy free kills. And Yari Cavalry getting charged by Great Guard. Are they going to counter charge? Nope, they're just getting charged there, my god. It seems like Oro has just been dejected by that last fight. He went Date, and his Date is really strong. And also, honestly, he might just be tired because we've played a lot of games. And these bow monks have only got 30 kills, so performance on par with Ashigaru. So his cavalry got charged on this side, didn't even get the counter charge, and he's pulling back, breaking, he's reeling on this side. Is that a Warcry Yara cavalry? My god. And then the bows here are not trading well, and the walls have been weakened in the middle. And now I think we have a flank coming, so this I think might be Oro's monks. Yeah, it is. Aggressive movement, so this is Oro's monks. Maybe going to catch this Great Guard. Yeah, I think it is. Yep, it's going to catch it. It's ignoring it, I think he's spamming commands to push on. So the monks are making a good push here. Monks are chasing these bows. Great Guard are going to try and go for the hard flank into these monks here that are already weak. Less than 70 left. Long Yari here are about to rout. So because Val got Boashigaru fire onto those Long Yari walls, they are softened up and then they lose the fight. So it paid off. Bringing bows paid off because it was concentrated into these walls, and then the centre breaks, and he's got his standing fight happening just behind the line there. And now we've got a Great Guard charge into this general. We haven't really seen any general snipes in the tournament so far in this matchup, but yeah, it looks really bad. It's just a bit of a quite an effective dismantling. Like, lost the cavalry fight over here. The centre was weakened and lost, and then over here the monks were, even though they had a good charge, they were just attritioned and dissolved, and they're gone. Are they? They're still fighting here, so the monks are pushing through, but it's just not enough, and if the bows fire onto them... Yeah, it's so hard to see which unit belongs to who. But the bow monks are fleeing. And that's it. Yep. So the monks are... Yeah, I think we did have monks in there that made it, and they eventually just got attritioned away, dissolved into nothing, and that's it. So that's 4-2 to Val, and Val is the winner of the first prized 200 APM Shogun 2 Chad tournament for April 2021. Congratulations, and hope you all appreciated the gameplay, especially that third game with the fire rockets. Oh man, that was game number 3 or 4, the one with the fire rockets from Oro. So thanks for playing to Oro. Sorry you didn't get any prize money. We're going to think about doing a 50-30-20 split for second, third place in future, because a winner takes all. Oh man, it is it is punishing, unforgiving. Alright, thanks for watching everyone, and don't forget to join the Discord and sign up for future tournaments, and also keep an eye out for future prize pools if you want to contribute towards them, because the greater the prize pool, the more determined the gameplay. £520 goes to valfajr. If you like my work and wish to show support, I've got a Patreon. Special thanks to Matteo Olivetti, Nerdington, The Roadie 451, Halcyon, Robert Sparks, Daki, and Queen Zoestra.